And of course, a major step when thinking about moving out of the country is finding another job. A new study reports that 1 in 2 employees would leave their current job if a better opportunity came along. And in fact, it turns out that 44% of Americans are actively seeking that other job. The main reason they give: low wages. Vera Gibbons is a personal finance journalist who's going to help us understand this study and this desire to start again.
That's right.
There are really 2 ways to interpret that big data point. 50% of people would leave their job if a better opportunity came along. That means 50% of people would not. So you've got half the population very loyal and the other half not so much.
The reality is, if a better job came along and you were offered a better pay, you're going to jump ship. I mean, employees are a little fed up because employers have been in the driver's seat for such a long time calling the shots, and you've got these disgruntled employees who aren't happy with the wages, they don't like the benefits, maybe their hours have been reduced, they're a contract worker now, they're a freelance worker. So there's a number of reasons why people would and could bail, but of course they're waiting for the right opportunity, the right pay.
Is it really all about pay? I mean, how are we defining better in this day and age? It seems like all I hear about is people want meaningful jobs. They don't really care about the pay.
Well, at the end of the day, it's about pay. It's about money. People generally do jump ship if they're offered a better salary. That's what they want. They want a decent wage. But yes, there are other reasons for leaving. I mean, like I said, if you've been resigned to be a contract worker now or a freelance and you were a full-time employee and they've cut back on your hours because they have their own costs to contend with, like rising health care, you're probably ready to get out of there.
So if you're a small business owner and you hear about this study and you're like, oh my goodness, I don't want to lose my best employees, and you don't have any money to give them, what else could you possibly give them to keep those good employees?
Well, they're not doing much now in terms of money. I mean, wage growth has been upping a little bit here, so that is putting pressure on employers to actually up the ante and to actually attract and retain workers. You do have to provide decent wages. Yes, you can give them perks and benefits of other nature, but everyone wants the wages. And wage growth has been, like I said, that's been ticking up, and many economists do expect that trend to actually continue through the remainder of the year and into 2017. So when you look at the wage growth increasing, combined with other positives, the housing market is stabilizing. People have more equity in their house. Gas prices are nice and low. I'm with Gas Buddy now, and Gas Buddy is actually projecting that, in just a few weeks' time, we're going to be $2 national average. So that's putting more money in our pockets, which is a good thing, and that bodes well for the holiday period and beyond.
So now you're a professional. You've got all the numbers at your fingertips, but the average American does not, and yet 44% of them apparently are looking for another job.
Well, they're looking, and I think it's actually a good time to be looking, actually. I mean, if you look at the latest jobs numbers over the past 3 months, if you look at the average, 190,000 jobs been created. So I think it's been a very good summer for people who have been looking for a new job, or kids coming out of college. They're actually having a much better time of it than we've seen previously, and they're hiring across a range of sectors.
Well, that's what I wanted to get into, because the Bernie Sanders revolution was in part about how there are jobs out there, but they're not really jobs you particularly want to have.
Well, the jobs that we're seeing now that are being created are across a broad range of sectors: education, healthcare, businesses, technical jobs, and they are a little more higher quality jobs than the jobs we've seen previously. So that's why it is, I think, a good time to be actually up off the couch and dusting off the resume and looking. I think previously people have been feeling fed up and discouraged, but they see the improvement in the job situation. Job growth has been strong. The employment rate is nice and low. So now they're thinking maybe that it is the time to bail on my employer, and they will. They will. If you look at the quit rate, in fact, that's been high. So people are feeling confident enough to leave their current job and go to another one.
That's a good sign.
It's a good sign.
Very good sign. I've got one more question for you, and then I'll let you go. This is always a fascinating area for me. We in this country, we encourage almost everybody to go to college. That is the standard path that we push people toward. When it comes to getting a good job, having the life you want, is college the right path for everybody?
It's not the right path for everybody. I mean, there's plenty of good technical jobs in all sorts of different sectors. But, and of course, you come out of college with an awful lot of debt, which has a lot of people wondering if it's even worth it. Yes, you're going to typically get a higher paying job if you do go to college and get a graduate degree and so on and so forth. But for many people, just having a technical job, using their skills in another manner is perfectly fine for them.
So maybe Marco Rubio, vanquished Republican primary candidate, was right. We need fewer philosophers, more technical tradesmen.
Perhaps.
All right. Well, Vera Gibbons, thank you very much for walking us through this.
Thanks so much, Tony. Appreciate it.